Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. Of course, I'm going to be reviewing the sequel to the film I saw today and really enjoyed. It took me like most of the day to get through this second movie just because I had things pop up here and there that I needed to go do, and yeah, that's life. Even on your days off, right? Alright, so this is Chromeskull, which is subtitled Laid to Rest 2. I hate when movies do that. It's like Rambo, you know? There's like First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, I think it's called Rambo 3, something like that. I don't like when titles do that. Just call it Laid to Rest 2, or Laid to Rest 2, Chromeskull, whatever. Anyway, this is not exactly what I wanted. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not great, but it's not bad. I am certainly glad that I saw the first film first. Now, for anybody who didn't see my review for the first film, if you're newer to my channel, if this happens to be my first review for you, essentially, for many years, whether it be at Hollywood Video or Blockbuster or anything like that, I used to see Chromeskull 2 all the time. Movie stars used to have this in Virginia. I used to see this movie listed on the shelves all the time, and the cover with a mask looks so freaking cool, man. I always wanted to see it because of that. But I'm kind of an OCD guy. If I'm going to get into a series, I like to have all the movies prepared. And I don't have to watch them back to back, but I like to know there's a series. Silent Night, Deadly Night. I didn't watch almost any of those movies until I saw that I had all the movies together, which are hard to get your hands on. Sort of, kind of. But I did. And I was kind of let down with this movie. Just a little bit, compared to the first film. I think the first film had a better thing going for it, about a girl with amnesia, trying to run away from a killer, getting some other people sucked up into this situation. You had a really good, great supporting cast even, that really added some kind of sympathy and heart and kind of panic to that movie. And everything that film set up for this movie was like dropped in the first like 10 minutes. So I'm a little pissed about that, honestly, but I also kind of get it. Maybe there was something to do with the actors and actresses that had different schedules. Pretty much everybody that was in the first film that survived the first film came back for this one, including the killer. Yes, Chromeskull somehow survived the ending of the first film, and I won't spoil that for you, but somehow he survived what happened to him there. And I don't know how that's possible. I'm still not entirely sure exactly what happened to him at the end of the first film. I kind of get it in passing a little bit, but not entirely. It was a super fun flick. This movie was not as fun. I could see myself rewatching the first film a lot because of how fun the practical gore effects and everything else about that film were just so well done. This film may or may not have a higher budget than the first film. I'm not really sure. I don't have it right here in front of me on IMDb to look at that. But if I had to bet, I bet you this one had a higher budget, and yet it feels cheaper than the first film does. Oddly enough. And the first film was just kind of a slasher flick. And this one's kind of the same thing with a little bit of a weird corporate tie to it. I really don't like this part. Chromeskull gets saved by like a fake cop and a bunch of people he has undercover, almost like a Mission Impossible team that helps him commit these murders that he does. I don't know why they're involved. I don't know why he would pay people to be involved that way. What? It doesn't make any sense. And then you have one guy that kind of wants to take over for Chromeskull. It's not like a corporation of different people being Chromeskull. It's like just this one guy who hires other people to help him kill people. But they don't help kill. They just help him get things together. If something happens to him, they come in. It's kind of like a Batman thing in a weird way. They had to do a surgery on him, which was very interesting to watch and kind of horrific, honestly, to see everything they had to do. He looks almost way cooler here than he did in the first film because of the scarring around his face and around his mask and stuff. When you see Chromeskull's face in this film, it's pretty horrific. By the way, the same guy came back to play him here. Apparently, he's possibly coming back to play Chromeskull in the third film if they ever make it. It's been so long. It's been like 9 years. It's almost been 10 years since that movie came out. This came out in 2011. It's almost 2021. So that'll be interesting if it comes out in 2021. I wouldn't be against it. I didn't love every direction this film went in. I think the first film gets it a lot better because of the lower budget and whatnot. It's not that this film did anything bad. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be. Not that there's anything bad with getting something different. It's just, I don't know. It feels like kind of sequelitis. You know, like you want to branch it out, you want to make it bigger. You don't really need to do that. You could kind of just keep it small scale slasher flick type stuff, like the first film was. And now it's a little bit too big for its britches, I think. So I'm not sure how a third film would go. It could be good. I would be down to see it regardless. But, yeah. Now, our main protagonist girl that I haven't really talked about much, I think the cast is good here too, by the way. Our main girl, I actually thought was a very interesting thing that not a whole lot is done with until like the third act, really, about her particular predicament that she's stuck in. We do have a new girl that kind of picks up for the old girl that is in the beginning of this movie. And this girl has to get a surgery sometime soon because she is slowly going legally blind. Not blonde, even though she's a blonde, but blind. And if she doesn't get the surgery, she will be blind, period. And she's like filming different videos of her day-to-day life and YouTube stuff and that kind of thing. And she's kind of dealing with the emotions of if the surgery doesn't work, she's going to be blind for the rest of her life. So there's a little bit of a sadness and a risk there, which is good screenwriting. You have a risk for this character that she needs to take that can come into incorporation later on in the story, which it does, with her possibly losing her eyesight in the midst of being chased by a killer. And it kind of goes that route. I don't think it's entirely utilized the way it should have been. Sometimes simplicity is the best option for movie screenwriting and for movie making. I think, again, this one got a little bit too big for its britches. I know it's a weird expression to use, but I think it is. I think if that's ever been applicable to anything ever, it's here. It's not a bad movie. I don't want anybody who happened to make the movie or be involved with the film to think that. It's not a bad movie at all. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it at all. It was really solid. The gore effects are okay in here. Most of them are good. Then we had some CGI crap getting thrown in here, which is... Why? Why would you do that? Again, maybe this has a smaller budget than the first one. I don't really know. I don't have it here, but... Yeah, CGI could not possibly be more expensive than, like, makeup and practical effects stuff. I can't see it. The first film's special effects are phenomenal. They're all practical, every single one of them. I'm pretty sure in here we have some CGI blood splatter. We have some CGI blood squirt. Pretty sure we have a horribly Jason X ripoff CGI situation that doesn't look as good as Jason X did it. I don't know. It's not good. It's not good to what it needs to be and what it should have been, I personally think. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed, but at the same time, I'm really glad that I got a chance to watch both films back to back and do reviews for them, because the first one was really good. That was a really solid slasher flick. This one feels even more like The Collection or The Collector. If you like those, again, you might want to see the first film first and then watch this one. If you don't, I don't really know how much you'll be able to keep up with this film. It kind of is not too complicated to keep up with, but there's a lot that happened in the first film and motivation that make you understand where Chromeskull and his group are coming from in this movie. I like it. It was fine. It was fun. Had a good time. This is kind of filled with jump scare type stuff. It's not really... To me, again, maybe there's a bigger budget here that I do think is the possibility of being the issue. To me, it feels like there was too much money into this, where they didn't have to be as creative as they did the first time around. That's what I feel like that's the big flaw here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not trying to be offensive, but maybe I'm wrong. But everything else was fine. It is what it is. Have you seen Chromeskull Laid to Rest 2? What did you guys think about it? Put your thoughts and comments down below. I would love to hear what people have to say about this little film. I'm going to go check out Sinister Cinema reviews for these particular two movies back to back, because I want to know what he thinks about them. I think he did an exploring series on them, or at least the second one. Gotta tell you, as great as the poster is for this second movie and how much it looks like a modern classic, a slasher type of thing for me, it's been so many years of anticipation wanting to see this and waiting to see the first film first. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of let down. The poster's like the best part of this whole movie. Anyway, if I had to rate Chromeskull Laid to Rest 2 on a 5-star basis, I would give this like a 3 out of 5 stars. It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was fine. It's not meant to be really scary. It's about as slasher as slasher gets, but it has some flaws. So, it is what it is. Let me know down below what you think about it. Put your thoughts and comments down below. What do you think about a third film? What would you pitch for the third movie of the Chromeskull or Laid to Rest franchise? I'd love to hear what you have to say down below. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Happy New Year, and goodbye.